What's going on? My name is David Page and I'm a professional guitarist and singer, and my wife and I work together as musicians on board cruise ships. After experiencing the highs and lows of our contract as the inaugural duo here on the brand new Norwegian Viva, we are back for round 2. Most of the crew that we opened the ship with have either moved on to their next contracts or are on vacation, so we are coming into this very, very familiar vessel with a lot of really unfamiliar faces. On the one hand, it'll be nice to come in with a clean slate, but it can be hard to make new friends. We're excited to see what this new adventure holds for us. Now, after our 2-month vacation, we are back to work on the Norwegian Viva. Let's see how we got here. One of the interesting things about the way that a cruise ship will book your reservations, even though we are indeed a married couple, our reservations are booked as 2 individual employees. So we have to get to the gate and try to talk the gate agent into switching our seats so that we can actually sit together. We also have to talk the gate agent into letting me bring my guitar and put it in the overhead compartments, which honestly is supposed to happen, but sometimes gate agents don't always know about the special allowances for musical instruments. We spoke to the gate agent and luckily they were able to seat the 2 of us together, and we got to move up by like 15 rows. So instead of being the last couple of rows, now we're about halfway up the plane, so it's nice. Landed in San Juan. We have to go to our baggage claim, and then evidently someone's supposed to be waiting for us with a sign that says it's for us.
We're gonna get in an unmarked van today
and go to an undisclosed location. Sounds super safe and fun. Norwegian provided vouchers for Stephanie and I to have both lunch and dinner at our hotel bar, and the food was actually really good. It was like this really nice poolside bar. We even got to chat with a bunch of guests that were going to be sailing on the Viva with us the next morning, so it was really cool to get a chance to get to know some of them even before the sailing started. Once we finished dinner, we headed up to our room, got cleaned up, and pretty much went straight to bed. We did try to start a movie, but we were both too exhausted. Good morning. It is sign-on day. We are in San Juan and we just had breakfast. Now we're waiting for the transport bus to come pick up all the crew members. This is new for us. We haven't had this many crew members signing out at the same time as us before. We struggled getting our luggage onto this bus, and we held up on the bus. Everyone waiting on us. Now we're on the bus on our way, and we're listening to Shakira and Britney Spears on the bus, so it's pretty great. perfect sign-on music. Just pulled up. We are parked in front of the Viva. It's time to get off the bus and go inside. It's gonna be weird to be simultaneously like the new kids at school, but also we've been here and we know this ship well. So it's kind of a weird in-between spot that we'll be stepping into. After we made it through the port security, we had to stand outside the ship for about an hour. We were waiting on all of the guests that were disembarking from the last cruise so that there was enough space for the crew to get onto the ship without being a complete disruption to that process. Once we got on board, we had to then go through the ship security. A lot of the security guards that are there now were there when we started our contract, so it was nice to see some familiar faces. Immediately after signing on, we had to head to the lecture room and go and do some initial paperwork. There's just a bunch of stuff that we have to sign. There was also our onboarding schedule, and today's schedule is packed full of training, but we have a little bit of a break, so we're gonna go check into our room first. Back in our seat.
But this is fun. That's what.
So we haven't met them in person. We've met them on social media. But now we're roommates. We all live together.
They live here now. I don't live here,
No.
but they live here.
Yeah. I have 2 new besties.
Also, they left us this really sweet note. Thanks, guys. We are done with our safety training, our security training, and then our firefighter training, and now we are desperately trying to make our room work for us again. It's a mess now,
So
but
we can nap. We have sound checks.
sound checks at 4:30, so I only have a little over an hour to get this room in shape. Headed down to sound check right now. Because we've been on this ship, they already have all of our settings saved, but want to go make sure we don't have to touch any settings and make sure that everything's all good. So we have a sound check here in a few minutes, and we're performing tonight at about 6:15, so off we go. Our sound check in the atrium went really smooth. We're actually starting to experiment with sending out a separate line specifically for the bass frequencies so that we can hopefully make our sound a little bit better, a little bit more full when we play in the atrium and the Metropolitan. For both lunch and dinner, we ate in the crew mess, and while it's not necessarily my favorite food, there was something really comforting about the familiarity of being back in that setting. After a very busy 48 hours filled with travel and trainings and getting onto the ship, we finally got to do what we came here to do, and we got on stage and got to perform in front of our guests, and that felt amazing to be back doing what we do. As we were performing, we saw so many crew members that we had seen from our previous contract here on the Viva that were walking through and were so excited to hear us and see us again. So that felt really good also. After we finished our sets last night, we had every intention of going to check out Crew Bar or going over to watch the new SIDS band play, but man, we should have learned from our first 2 contracts that the first night after we're done playing, we're just ready to crash. We fell asleep probably within the first 3 minutes of the movie we put on. So all in all, day 1 was awesome. It was so good to be back. It felt really good to see so many familiar faces and to have so many people remember us from our last contract here. We even had some guests that remembered us from their previous times on the Viva. We're just really excited to be back, and we'll see what adventures await.